Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for Thursday, November 1st. Can you believe the year is almost over? Every day we get closer to it, I'm in more disbelief. Anyway, 1755 is the year we're going to start with, when Lisbon earthquake kills more than 50,000 people in Portugal. Oh, speaking of that, did you guys see in Venice, they're having a huge flood? You know, Venice is like all water already, but the tourists are having to like get out of there, evacuate. It's crazy. Today was a weird day, period. There was like a lot of, like a racist imploded on my page. That was hilarious. I saw a lot of weird stuff. I saw that woman, what's her name? Oh goodness, I forget her name, but the one that plays with the dolls, with the naked Barbies, on her channel, that she, you know, has them there humping and stuff because she's weird, and people eat it right up. It's so bizarre. I couldn't believe she was still on, but I got something from her, like an email from her, Patricia McNeely. Yes, something like that. McNulty. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, she's weird, and I got a email from her, and I mean, not a personal email, like something she was sending me about, you know, quote unquote twin flames or whatever. I didn't even read it. I was just like, what is this? And something else weird happened today. The racist that... Oh, I got a notification on my YouTube. And like I said, I didn't look at it, because if I had looked at it, apparently it would have said that they were recommending something to me, which is still weird, because I don't even watch twin flame videos, so why would you recommend one to me? But anyway, that's what it was. I clicked on it because I thought it was somebody commenting on my video, so I went to respond, and then I hear this recording and I'm go, oh, wait a minute. That's when I realized it was something else. And it's this channel video. There's an oracle card. It's one of the oracle cards from the energy deck. I forget who makes that, but I have it in my drawer. Maybe I'll pull it out later. It's an energy deck, comes in a blue box, and there's a card that has a male on it with holding like a heart or something. That card was all that was the video was. It was like a white screen with this card there and a voiceover, like the woman was talking about random stuff. And I'm like, what is this? And it just felt really funky. Like the energy just got around me, just got really, really nasty from that video, kind of like with the hashtag creepy deck. So I was like, wow, like I'm really starting to see and feel that, you know, the thinness of the veil between the realms. You know, see it and feel it here, like in the 3D. So very, very interesting. You guys can let me know if you've been seeing anything too. All right. So anyway, the year 1814, Congress of Vienna opens to redraw the European political map after the defeat of France in the Napoleonic Wars. 1894 or 1111, the vaccine for diphtheria is announced by Dr. Roux of Paris. 1916, Paul Milikov delivers the Russian State Duma the famous quote-unquote stupidity or treason speech, precipitating the downfall of the Boris Stumer government. 1952, quote-unquote Ivy Mike, the first thermonuclear weapon to utilize the H-bomb design of Edward Teller and Stanislaw Ulam, is detonated in the Marshall Islands, Pacific Ocean. 2012, scientists detect evidence of light from the universe's first stars. It's predicted to have formed 500 million years after the Big Bang. Did you know the first published reference to poker as a Mississippi riverboat game happened on this day, November 1st, in the year 1834, which is 88, by the way. Famous birthdays. And of course, November 1st is 1-1. So 1188. Famous birthdays: Spencer Percival, Carlos Saavedra Lamas. He has two names. Alfred Wegener, Gary Player, Larry Flint, and Tim Cook. Would you believe Montreal Canadiens goaltender Jacques Plante becomes the NHL netminder to wear a fiberglass protective face mask? This happened on November 1st in 1959. Famous weddings, 1940. Theoretical physicist Robert Oppenheimer, 36, weds biologist Catherine Harrison Puning. 1954. Actor John Wayne, 47, weds actress Pilar Paulette in Kona, Hawaii. 1986. MLB player Kirby Puckett, 24, weds Tanya Hudson, 20. 1988. U.S. actors Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis marry in Las Vegas. 2003. Showgirls actress Elizabeth Berkley, 31, weds artist Greg Lauren, 33, at Esperanza Resort in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. 1947. Film director D.W. Griffith, 72, divorces actress Evelyn Baldwin, 37, after 11 years of marriage. They had a huge gap. It was probably tough for them. 72 and 37, but they were married 11 years. That's a long time. Anyway, 1954, actor John Wayne, 47, divorces Esperanza Bauer due to drunken violence after 7 years of marriage. So wait a minute. The same day it sounds like he got his divorce that day after being married 7 years, and the same day married this other woman in Hawaii. He was on both sides. He was on the famous weddings and the famous divorces. How hilarious. 1982, director Martin Scorsese, 39, divorces Isabella Rossellini, 30, after 3 years of marriage. And 2010, film actor Charlie Sheen, 45, divorces socialite Brooke Mueller, 33, due to irreconcilable differences after 2.5 years of marriage. Famous deaths: Theodore Mommsen, Ezra Pound, and Walter Payton. Walter Payton, slow today. It's American and an NFL running back, one of the most prolific running backs in the history of the NFL. Payton played for the Chicago Bears for 13 seasons. Payton was known as around the NFL as quote-unquote sweetness. He was born on July 25th in 1954 in Columbia, Mississippi, USA, a horse on the Chinese zodiac and a Leo. He died on November 1st in 1999 at the age of 45 of cholangiocarcinoma, or bile duct cancer. So November 1st, 1999 is 111999. And he was 45 at the time, of course, which is also 9. Ezra Pound, American and a poet. He's famous for Ripostes and Hugh Selwyn Moberly. We read about him earlier in the week when it was his birthday. Yes, he was born on October 30th in 1885, which was 11/11/11/11. And place of birth, Haley, Idaho, USA. He was a Scorpio. He died on November 1st in 1972 at the age of 87 of natural causes. Lastly, for the deaths, Theodore Mommsen, whose full name was Christian Matthias Theodor Mommsen, was German and a historian. He's regarded as one of the greatest classicists and historians of the 19th century. Mommsen was awarded the 1902 Nobel Prize in Literature with a citation that said he was the greatest living master of the art of historical writing, with special reference to his monumental work, A History of Rome, end quote. His work on Rome is still extremely important for contemporary historical research, and his works on Roman law and the law of obligations had a significant impact on the German Civil Code, or BGB. He was born on November 30th in 1817 in Garding, Duchy of Schleswig, and was a Sagittarius. He died on November 1st in 1903 at the age of 85. Going back up to the birthdays, Tim Cook is 57 years old. He's American and the CEO of Apple. He replaced Steve Jobs as CEO. He's starting to look like him, or at least like his style with the glasses and the haircut. He replaced Steve Jobs as CEO of Apple in 2011 and transformed the company into one of the most valuable and influential companies that ever existed. Cook joined Apple in 1998, or 999, as a senior vice president of worldwide operations and used his skill in supply chain management to rise to chief operating officer, second in command at Apple. He is also the first CEO of a Fortune 500 company to admit publicly that he is gay. He was born on November 1st in 1960 and is 57 years old, from Mobile, Alabama, USA, a rat on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. Larry Flynt is hilarious, first of all. He's a magazine publisher. Okay, are they going to tell us which one? Because I know which one. He's famous because he's an American publisher and the president of Larry Flynt Publications, LFP, which mainly produces sexually graphic videos and magazines, most notably Hustler. He was born on November 1st in 1942 and is 75 years old, from Lakeville, Kentucky, USA, a horse on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. How ironic. Gary Player is South African and a golfer. He's regarded as one of the greatest players in the history of golf. He was born on November 1st, 1935, and is 82 years old, from Johannesburg, South Africa, a pig on the Chinese zodiac and a Scorpio. Alfred Wegener, whose full name was Alfred Lothar Wegener, was German and a meteorologist, geologist, and astronomist. An accomplished meteorologist and pioneer of polar research, he is most famous for developing and publicizing the theory of continental drift. Wegener showed that the continents had split apart and drifted away from one another over geological time. He published his theory in full in his book, quote, The Origin of Continents and Oceans, end quote, in 1915. This was first presented in 1912. So I guess he presented it unpublished first, and then it got published 3 years later. I'm not sure what that means. Wegener died while on an expedition to Greenland in the first week of November of 1930, which equals 11/11. His body was discovered the following year in May of 1931. He was born on November 1st in 1880 in Berlin, Germany, and was a Scorpio. He died on November 3rd in 1930 at the age of 50 of a heart attack from carbon monoxide asphyxiation from his stove while on an expedition in Greenland. And of course, November 1st, 1880, 11188. Carlos Saavedra Lamas was Argentine and a Nobel Peace Laureate. He was the mediator in a conflict between Paraguay and Bolivia, for which he won the 1936 Nobel Peace Prize, the first person from a Latin American country to be awarded it. He served as Argentinian foreign minister under General Agustin P. Justro for 6 years. During this time, he persuaded Argentina to rejoin the League of Nations, as well as playing the prominent role in bring about the end of the Chaco War, which went on from 1932 through 36 between Paraguay and Bolivia. After his political career, he returned to academic life, where he had established an international reputation in international law and labor legislation before joining politics. He was born on November 1st in 1878, which is 888, so 11888, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and was a Scorpio. He died on May 5th in 1959 at the age of 80 of a brain hemorrhage. And Spencer Perceval was British Prime Minister. He served from 1809, which is 99, until his assassination in 1812. And he is to date the only British Prime Minister to have been murdered. Prior to serving in this position, he was the Chancellor of the Exchequer. He served at the head of the politically weak government and had to deal with a number of crises in his brief term. These included the increasing madness of King George III, an inquiry into the failed 1809 Walcheren campaign, and the Luddite riots. Perceval's time in office was cut short when he was assassinated in the lobby of the House of Commons by a merchant, John Bellingham, who had a grievance against the government. He was born on November 1st in 1762, or 1188, in London, England, United Kingdom, and was a Scorpio. He died on May 11th in 1812 at the age of 49 of assassination. And if I remember correctly, he was the last here of the birthdays, right? Yes. A lot of double numbers today. We're beginning with eat cake. No. And weekend away. Spirit says forget it. Massage. And party. Going to the cards, begin with the Nine of Earth, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. And opening to the Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better. You may even be recovering from an addiction. I'm thinking about this Nine of Earth. It's so funny because I had a client today. She cracked me up. She says, she emails me and says, what if I get the, what if the Divine Light Cleanse made my DM come back and I don't want him? And I fell out laughing because he came back. She was the one that first her friend that she hadn't spoken to in like 2 years called her that same day that she got it. And she was like, I can't believe this. And then he returned and they had been in separation for a long time too. She was already seeing somebody else and stuff. So I told her to go within. So that's why just now when I looked at this, I started laughing because she has to be this in order to figure out what she really wants before she pushes him away. You know, what she really wants and or needs, like we talked about with the weekly reading. Because I said, like, what about, like, why don't you want him anymore? She said, well, I'm seeing this other guy and he's annoying. I'm like, he's annoying? Is that enough? You're going to have to go within. She's like, all right. You know, it's funny. Anyway, King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. That King of Fire is, of course, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And opening to Unity, the Hierophant, which is a Taurus. Traditional viewpoints or methods. Spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Hierophant and the Moon. Important psychic insights. Events behind the scenes. Release fears that hold you back. The Moon. Four of Water. I wanted to see what was there before this last card that didn't want to be picked up. It's the Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. And of course, the Four of Water. Missing an opportunity. Discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Ooh, exciting. The overall energy is the Four of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life and the successful completion of a project. This can be commitment. Maybe somebody got actually entered commitment or got really close, you know, got back together when Venus entered Libra the day prior. This could be about a home, purchase, sale, remodel, fixing it up, cleaning out your closets, whatever, you know, working on a project and just feeling good about the skin you're in and where you are and stuff. Just peace, whatever that represents for you. Crowning the masculine, it's the 4 of air. Time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. This is recovery. And didn't we talk about recovery with them the day prior? Possibly. They're surrounded by the 2 of air. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. A stalemate. Pretending there's no problem. Wow. A lot of air. I guess it makes sense. The day prior, both Mercury and Venus were super active. Again, Mercury entered Sagittarius. Mercury, ruler of the air sign of Gemini. And Venus, also a ruler of the air sign of Gemini, but additionally ruler of the sign of Libra, entered Libra. Queen of air, independent, experienced, realistic and witty, objective decision-making, clearing away all that no longer serves you and seeing the humor in a situation. I see the humor in this situation. It's pretty funny that this is an objective decision maker and they have 2 cards of indecision here, right? The 2 of air is about the need to make a decision, but instead you're doing nothing thus far. It's like a stalemate. And the 4 of air is like you're not sure what to do and maybe you should meditate in order to figure it out. That doesn't sound like objective decision making, but so maybe something's about to get cut off. Or perhaps added on. You know, the adjustments are about to be made in masculine's life. Crowning the feminine, it's the 7 of earth. Seeds well planted. A temporary pause in action. If there's something you've been trying to manifest and it's not working yet, chillax, right? Don't slip into negative. If you do that, it's unnecessary worry and you can manifest that negativity. You don't want that. Woo! Looks like some of us already have, maybe. 3 of air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. And in the feminine subconscious, the 9 of air. Expecting the worst. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Sleepless nights. Since the masculine has the 4, the feminine has the 3. For some, this could be about some sort of argument or possibly the breakups that I saw over the weekend in the readings for the week. Crowning is the 7 of fire. So whatever decision he has made or does make eventually, he's supposed to stick to it. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground, but choose your battles wisely. At the roots, the 10 of fire, too much work, accept help from others. Life's out of balance. That creates stress-related health concerns. And the heart of the matter, the 6 of water, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. Well, this is a general spread, so this can have to do with a child, perhaps, or something from your childhood, your siblings, dealings, maybe with a parent. I don't really see much evidence of a parent or any evidence of a parent, to be honest with you. And it's a possibility. It's more likely that it's like your siblings or your child. If it's not somebody from your past, you know, that is your age, and perhaps even a soulmate, somebody returning. And maybe they've returned with news you didn't want to hear. Or you're in danger of manifesting a situation that you don't want to hear because you're focused on 9 of air kind of energy, expecting the worst, which causes self-fulfilling prophecies. Let's take a closer look at the feminine's 3 of air. Why? Ooh. Why is 5 of air? That's why. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. Conflict, drama, gossip, you falling into foolishness, allowing somebody to take you through it. Maybe listening to the wrong people. Let's take another one. Release. This can mean a lot of things. It's Major Arcana card 13, Death in the traditional tarot. The end of a phase or situation. spiritual transformation. It's time to move on. This could be some sort of loss that may have been tied to an argument, conflict, some sort of fallout, and it ends in loss, and you have to let go of something or somebody. Or something that you were trying to be patient about, that you were wanting, you were trying to manifest. You slipped into this, and it resulted in you losing the opportunity. About what is the masculine's decision? He's got the 2 of air and the 4 of air, indicating that some of them definitely have a decision that they need to make. Unity, or the Hierophant. Traditional viewpoints or methods. Spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Again, the Hierophant is Taurus energy. Definitely saw that in the weekly. And trouble for the masculine in that regard. What else about it? Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So there might be an opportunity, again, to change with whom, where, what we surround ourselves, that the masculine is at risk of missing out on. He might need to go back and think, what do I want to do? Decide, Queen of Air style, whether or not to cut something off or to add it on. There could be conflict between the masculine and feminine here, and the decision perhaps to end things for some. But that's okay, because something more appropriate is going to come around to either and both. The Wheel with Archangel Michael, a time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. So if all of a sudden there's a breakup, it comes in very quickly, just like Shiva the Destroyer. This is not working. This is not where you belong. Let me knock this down and then quickly rebuild something for you and give you something new, you know, Shiva style. That's how this is coming in. And it is fire energy. It's Jupiter with the Wheel. Jupiter, which is the ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. Maybe that's why all the air. This is tied to Mercury in Sagittarius. And also to the fixed signs. Again, Taurus, like the Hierophant here. Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. Further advice to the masculine. 9 of Earth is back. He's single. He cut somebody off. And he needs to go within now and just like learn himself a little bit better. Enjoying life's little luxuries. Spending quiet time alone. Successful self-employment. And for the feminine, the King of Water. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. The King of Water is a Pisces, Cancer, or a Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And quite possibly a Scorpio, where there is no fight, breakup, and you don't have to leave somebody, or you don't get, you don't end up with a loss. This is telling you to let go of like past hurt, pain, these thoughts, negative thoughts. This in that case would be like mental anguish. That's what the pain is. Like, you're thinking yourself to death, and instead to let in love is the guidance. Hope you guys have enjoyed the reading. I'll be back for Friday. Namaste.